Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone's had a great weekend. It is Monday the 5th of August, and haven't things changed over the weekend? Okay, it may be a short day today. We're going to have to see how this pans out, because that ATR's, well, it's way too high at the moment. It's going to just mean massive risks. You could reduce size, but I'm hoping that drops when the main market opens. So if you'd have taken that failure, for instance, that's a big old risk. If you go a tick below it and a tick above it, it's like a 9-point risk minimum. That's $9,000 I'd be risking on my 10 accounts. So I'm not prepared to do that. That's massive. So hopefully, when the main market kicks into play in just less than a minute, that should start to calm down, hopefully. I thought something was wrong with my chart when I saw those bars. Yeah, it was kind of expected it was going to be a bit bigger. Everything's dropped over the weekend. Stocks has dropped. Crypto's dropped. It's looking like a proper bloodbath. I think Bitcoin dropped to 49,000. It was 70,000 a few days ago. Fortunately, I got out of my crypto positions on, I think it was late Thursday. They'd started to drop a bit, and I got back into them earlier on this morning after about, I think mine had dropped about 22%. So if I can get a 20% drop, I'm jumping in for some more, I am. So hopefully this should sort itself out in time. There's just a bunch of stuff happening, isn't there, in the world at the moment? Okay, main market is open, so you've got to be really careful with that ATR. If you get into a trade, it could seriously cost you. Pineapple, you're a new face. How you doing? Where are you from? Where are you from? I've not seen that name before. I'm assuming that picture you are a female. We haven't got many. I think we got one or two, I think. So, yeah, it's just been a bad picture over the weekend, especially if you've got a lot in stocks and stuff. I'm skipping today. Risk too big for me. Yeah, it may be a short day for me. I'm certainly not taking a trade while the ATR is like that. You could reduce it down to a single contract, which would half that. So we'll have a look. Been following you for a while. I just didn't talk much. Well, you can come forward and say something. We like to have a chat here, as you probably guessed. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, so there's just a bit of uncertainty in the markets, isn't there? It will. I wonder if the Fed will have emergency meeting and do something with interest rates. I think they need to do something, don't they? Hey, Rodin, how you doing, buddy? You doing? But yeah, it is high today. That ATR's, that's the biggest I think I've ever seen. That ATR. Maybe since COVID. I didn't start trading until just after COVID. Akitri, how you doing, buddy? So yeah, everything's down at the moment. Everything's down. I actually got rid of, in fact, all my Bitcoin. I tend to follow, what's his name? I think he's originally from, not from Australia, from New Zealand, I think. He lives over in, I forget his name, I've gone blank. He lives over in the EAU at the moment. I tend to follow him, and he said he didn't like the feeling he was getting rid of his stuff, and I did as well. So I got rid of mine and bought some back this morning. I think I sold my Doge at about 13 cents, and I picked some up. I picked the same amount back up. Well, the same amount of money back up at 9 cents. So everything's really dropped today. Bitcoin's floating around $50,000. Ethereum surprised me. That's down about 25%. That's just in the last 24 hours. Solana was 180 a couple of days ago. It's $112 now. Doge is down to $8 just and some change. ADA's down to 28 cents. Sorry, 8 cents. Doge. Everything's just massively down. We kind of knew there was going to be a bit of a correction. It doesn't look too bad if you look on the daily, but stocks and stuff, not touching my precious PAs. Yeah, I'm hoping it. In fact, it is coming down. It's about 7.4 now. Glysols. Yeah, definitely wise. That is. See, there's so many things happening in the world at the moment, isn't there? What with there's a lot of rumours about Iran attacking Israel. That's spooking people. That's not helping. Just general market sentiment. It does make me wonder whether the Fed will introduce a quick cut. Even in the UK, things are usually quite quiet over here. We've had riots all over. There was a few young girls killed, stabbed to death about a week ago in the UK. Horrific. And there's been a lot of far-right protests, and it's just spreading around the country. It's shocking, really. That is. I can't imagine how your parents would deal with that. A loss of a daughter like that. Oof, unbelievable. It's just everything at the moment. It just does spook people. People just want to keep everything as cash at the moment. And obviously Japan as well. So there's lots of things happening. It's sort of like the perfect storm at the moment. So that ATR has dropped. It was 8 something when we opened the chart up. It's 6 something now. So hopefully that should come down. If it comes down, I could reduce down to 1 contract at the moment. But the thing with it being up, technically, if it's double what it usually is, you can go for more points. So you could technically go for 4 points and it would average itself out. So we'll keep an eye on that. If it comes down some more, I may go down to 1 contract. But yeah, you got to be a bit careful, haven't you, for sure. K3, how you doing, bud? What about that? So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff going on, really. No, it's terrible. I'm not talking about the loss of money. I'm talking about the loss of life for those young girls. I'm a parent. I'm assuming a lot of you are as well. You can't imagine something like that happening, can you? That's unbearable. So far-right groups over here have been protesting. Well, I think protesting's a polite way of putting it. They've been literally smashing up the joint. So there is a failure there. But I'm just sitting tight at the moment just to figure out what's going on now. I think there's a fair chance that it's certainly working down, and it's not surprising. So going long here, I think, wouldn't be the best plan of attack. But I need to keep an eye on that ATR, and also we got some news. Let's get that more into the chart so I can see it. I tend to get it up there in big bright red letters or white letters with a big red background, and I tend to have it over in front of my eyes and still forget it's there. So we'll see how we get on with that ATR, see if it comes down. It has dropped a couple of points, I think. Hopefully it will continue. But it'd be interesting to see what happens. But everything's down. Every market's down. I mean, really, this is just overnight stuff. And what are we down? It's got to be well over 100 points, isn't it? Oh, Christ. 225 points. Wow. Wow. And there's me saying well over 100. Wow, 200. I think that's the biggest drop I've seen that I can remember since I started trading. I think it's the biggest drop since COVID, I think, isn't it? I think it was during the COVID lockdown I started to learn to trade. So I never experienced lockdown. Well, certainly as a trader, should we say. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it certainly is, bud. Yeah, I bet there's a lot of people panicking about money. Trouble is, there's one thing that annoys me. Now, I when I first got into crypto, it was kind of, I sort of got in towards the top of the last bull run. I didn't know nothing about it. You see a lot of these YouTubers saying, "Oh, buy this," and all this sort of stuff. And I was watching a couple of them over the weekend, and there's a Scottish guy, I forget his name now, but he's going, "If you buy now, I guarantee you're going to make some money," and blah, 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 blah. If you'd have listened to him a few days ago and bought some crypto now, you'd have lost about 30% of it. It amazes me how they get away with it, really. I think YouTube need to keep a tighter rein on stuff like this, because there's a lot of inexperienced people. You know, they read about crypto, you read about the money, and then they listen to some of these influencers and they go out and buy, and then we get a massive market dump. And they don't understand, you know, how markets work and that they will recover. They tend to panic and they get out of them. And as soon as they tend to panic, get out, that's when the market starts to turn. And it is really frustrating. People lose a lot of money. Something they need to keep an eye on stuff like that, really, at YouTube. I think they turn a blind eye to a lot of it. It's wrong, really. So, touch, close enough. It very much looks like it. We've certainly had two legs. I think that leg's slightly longer than the first one. A couple of legs up and then down, and now we've had a break. So whether that is a channel or just two legs, it's hard to say at the moment. It's a bit too early. We have got that news coming up in around about 20 minutes. How's that ATR looking? Okay, it's still coming down a little bit. We need to get that under 4, really, don't we? At least. Whether it will or not. Whether just because overnight. I mean, there's been a lot of movement overnight. This is where the market opened here. That's quite a lot of volume for an overnight. Sometimes we only get half of that. So hopefully, once we get into the volume of the main markets or the main trading time, it should drop that. It's bar size counter. I have downloaded it, but it has 3 numbers. Don't quite. Which number points? Let me have a look, mate. Let me have a look. If I remember rightly, let me have a look. Bar size counter. Let me have a look. Okay, so the format I've got, it's set in ticks. It's down to 25 ticks, or up to 25 ticks at the moment. These numbers, if you're not sure what these numbers are, these are displacement, which means how far it is. It's to the right at the moment, and I think it just puts whereabouts you want it. It's a little bit close to my main count at the moment. It's because I've got it hunched up a little bit. But number is that's how what I've got mine sorted out anyway, so if that helps you, just font size, and then I've got it in ticks. Displacement is 20. I don't know what other numbers that you need. I'll leave that there a minute, mate, so you can have a quick look at it. You don't need that, do you? I'll leave that there a minute so you can have a quick look at that. You're welcome, mate. No problem. Anytime. News going to make the market calmer today. You may be right, mate. I mean, if you look at the overnight, that's more enough news, isn't it? It is dropping. It's getting closer to 6. I think it was 8.5, wasn't it? In fact, I saw it was 9.5, nearly 10 a few hours ago. So it is coming down, and it's coming down quite quick as well. Market's only really been open about 12 minutes, and it's dropped a couple of points at least. So that's promising. I'm not sure whether there is a bigger channel here. If that's a break, see, we got 2 legs down. Still got to be a bit careful here. It may come down and retest these lows. The trouble is, it's definitely 2 legs, that much we know. And I've had to do a little bit of fiddling to get it to fit. It kind of does, but I wouldn't really bet money on it. So if that is an overshoot from this little channel, that's a bigger correction, which we usually get. Be interested to see. I think markets do tend to recover pretty quick. I know crypto. I tend to watch crypto more than general stocks. I don't really have any stocks. I tend to well, I don't have a lot of crypto. I've probably got about £1,500 total in crypto, which compared to some, it's not a massive amount. But I just happened to sell just after it started to drop, and then obviously I got up this morning and had a look at it. It dropped about another 10% just overnight. So I bought some back when Bitcoin was just a fraction over $50,000. Thing is, when I first started getting into crypto, I'd wait to see it go up and then get all excited and buy some, and then it'd drop. And I must have done that half a dozen times before I finally realised you've got to be a little bit patient with crypto and wait for it to drop, wait to have a bit of a drop before you jump back in. And I think that's where inexperienced traders end up losing money. They see it going up, then they jump in, and then we have a pullback and they start panicking and selling. But just for once, I happened to get in at the right time. Well, I mean, it could go down again, but I'm actually quite happy with the positions I'm in compared to what I was in a week ago. Bitcoin's actually pushing up a little bit. It did go down to 49. It's 51 at the moment, so it is. Crypto can recover pretty quick. It just depends. The trouble is, if we have the trouble that they kind of expect in Israel from Iran, that could tip the markets down again. Japan as well. Japan are having some problems as well. So 2 legs back. That ATR's gone up a bit as well. Look, it come down to 6 something. It's gone up a bit. So we're going to have to be really careful here. I don't fancy taking an $800 risk times 10. Hey Kev, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, is it 45? Yeah, it's medium impact news. Whether that'll make any difference, well, it's happened, isn't it now? So that might be that little bit of a spike. Normally, medium impact news doesn't really do a lot, but there was a bit of a spike there, so maybe that just a couple of bar. I mean, you wouldn't really know if you didn't know that it was happening today. Financial juice shows as high impact. Is it really? The trouble is, even high impact news can do nothing, can't it? So. I'm not even convinced this thing is a channel. I'm just going to treat it as 2 legs down, I think. I mean, that's come down 250 points. You'd expect at least a bit of a pullback. Okay, maybe a small overshoot there, and then down, overshoot there. So unless this does start to come down here, I'm going to give that a miss. This seems like it's yeah, Thomas Wade's got that same channel, so he's got that as well as an overshoot, so that makes me feel a little bit better. I don't need to be looking for shorts. You're not going to trade your PA today. Yeah, I think that's a sensible decision, bud. Yeah, in fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick myself up an evaluation, I think. And I'm going to keep that. And if that ATR doesn't drop anymore, I might have a go at that. I haven't done one for a bit. Let's have a look. What do I go for? Do I go for a larger one? No. Let's just do a 50. Mind you, am I going to get smashed to pieces? Oh, maybe not. It's only an evaluation, isn't it? $33. Okay, it is coming down. So that's positive. Last day of payout window, I am short $100 a year. I think I'd be making the same decision as you, bud. Yeah, you don't. The last thing you want to do. That's a good decision. That is. That's a good decision. You don't want to risk anything more today, or if anything, go down to micros, trade a couple of micros. But yeah, it's probably sensible today. I'm going to see how much that comes down, and then what I may do is just go down to one contract. Yeah, everything's crashing at the moment, isn't it? Everything's coming down. Crypto's down. Stocks are down. Indices are down. I think they're all down. S&P came down 250 points, which is a bit unusual, especially just for the overnights. You don't expect a lot of movement overnight, do you? So, do you know, in fact, I think it's probably going to be harder for you US guys. Obviously, I mean, even away from Eastern time, I'm 5 hours ahead. So I kind of saw before a lot of you guys how much crypto had come down again. It is climbing back up a little bit now. Bitcoin's come up a few thousand. So I sold mine, I think, Thursday evening. I had a few rumours that things aren't looking good. But yeah, everything's come down in it, everything. Where's Solana at the moment? Solana was like $189, $190 a few days ago. It's $122 now. So that's come down about 50%, 60, 40%, something like that. The size of these bars. 25. Went to Vegas for 4 days. The casino feels safer. You're probably right. You probably got more chance of making money in the casino, haven't you? It is coming down at ATR. So that's good. It was 8.5 when we started. It's dropped nearly 3 points. So that's a good sign. Depends what happened with this news. We've got this news coming up in about 7 minutes. So what is it? Some services. Don't know, can it make things any worse? I wonder what's happened globally. Yeah, it does. US is happening, isn't it? Obviously in the Middle East. US, Japan. There's a lot of talk about global recession. Mind you, from a trader's point of view, it doesn't really matter, does it? In fact, if I'm right, if we do go into recession or we have problems, usually that makes trading better. It doesn't really matter to us. Market's going down and we just trade it exactly the same as it's going up and just in the opposite direction. So it doesn't, but if you've got stocks, anything in stocks, obviously a global recession, there's issues with jobs, interest rates and all that sort of stuff. So we've got a break in, a new high there by a few ticks. I'm just waiting for this. Oh, okay, this evaluation's popped up, so I'm just going to restart my Ninja Trader. See, I've picked up an evaluation. If that doesn't improve, I might just trade an evaluation today. I trade evaluations pretty aggressively anyway. But I don't think I'll be trading them for 10 contracts. You'll be out on the bar. If you micro scalp for 1 or 2 ticks, you can really loot. You can't loot. Yeah. I'm going to keep an eye on that ATR. I'm quite happy sitting here anyway. I can always flick over to that evaluation. I don't mind losing $33. I think in the grand scheme of things, it's quite a small amount at the moment. Okay, that news is coming up in about 4.5 minutes. So technically that little channel's played out. There is a lower high here, and I think it's probably going to take that out. But it's a 22 tick bar. We've got a leg down. One attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher. I think that's likely going to break below that bullish bar on that chart there. But I'm not getting involved, just too much. But I think that'll probably work okay. So if you're getting a tick below there, yeah, you're comfortably out for 2 points. It went down 4 pretty quick, but I'd probably put mine there. It's probably likely going to take that out. It did anyway, so that I don't think was a bad trade. This small channel here has actually had a bit of a break. Now, normally, I wouldn't tend to trade like that, counter trend trading, but at the moment, you don't need a lot of movement to get your points. So we've had this with a small break there and a new high, and then a leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. I think it's likely going to break those lows. Unfortunately, that bar there is probably going to have some stops under it. It's a little bit better on here. But it's still a 23 tick bar, so I wouldn't take it, even though I thought it would work. It looked better on that chart there. Leg and a leg. Okay, news is coming up in about 3 minutes. Volatility is starting to pick up a little bit, but it's not affecting that ATR at the moment. Just going to keep an eye on that. I bought it about an hour ago. It's not showing up. Why? I don't know. I bought mine about 5 minutes ago, 6-7 minutes ago, and mine's just popped up down here. I'm guessing as we've got a lot more risk today, that traders are probably picking up the odd valuation and trading them and maybe leaving the PA accounts alone. It's probably a sensible option. So I'm not sure, Bob. Just keep an eye on it, bud. Mine literally just came up. I don't think it was 5 or 6 minutes. And mine popped straight up. Okay, so we're down. So we got a leg down and a leg down. We're down to this area. News, 1.5 minutes. Okay, it's bouncing off here, but that news is coming up in about 1 minute. There's going to be liquidity above here and here, I think, so I wouldn't be surprised if that continues up now. The liquidity there, which has just popped above it, I think, and here as well. Okay, we've got that news coming up any second now. 2 minutes to shut. Yeah, you just might have been a bit unlucky. I'm guessing there's probably going to be a few more evaluations today because people who've got PAs are seeing these ATRs and thinking, sod that. Okay, news. Let's have a look. Okay, I like the fact that it pushed up strong from there anyway, so it cleared all that liquidity up. So I like the way it's kept in line with the range, so that's good. Channel rather. So it doesn't look that large, does it? But it's 40 points. Biggest bar I've seen was a 55-point green bar.
Order submitted. Order cancelled.
Got my Replicanto set. So okay. I'm just going to flick over to my evaluation. Let's go for a few more points, I think, here. Let's go for 4. It's just too high to trade my PA, so I'm just going to have a bit of fun on this, see if I can't be cheeky and pass one. Let's make sure.
Order submitted.
Correct one.
Order cancelled.
Okay, right to the top. That's interesting. Channel break new high. Right, just in case, folks, I'm trading this evaluation and I trade them quite aggressively, so I'd avoid copying me because I trade them aggressively enough to
order filled,
to lose them pretty quickly. As you'll probably see in a minute. Try once, throw its eyes down. Come on. Come on. I wouldn't want to be going along there, so I expect that to get stopped out. Try go once, try twice, failure. Come on down. Come on. Just
target filled.
Yeah, You wouldn't want to go along there. Its side was it ticked above, it started working down. It's almost always going to get stopped out there. Your stop's probably going to be below there. I see this happen all the time, but I don't trade it because it's aggressive. But on an evaluation, I don't mind. The way things are today, things can you could pass one of these quite quickly. So channel down, a couple out. But the fact that that's triggered and that's triggered, for me, it's going to break below there. You wouldn't want to go along there with all that chop. Far from that midline. So I'm trading quite aggressively at the moment. I'm trading 4 contracts, which is quite aggressively considering how big the ATR is.
Order filled.
Come on, break below there. Come on. Come on, 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 come on.
Target filled.
So if anybody else just joined, I am trading just an evaluation at the moment. I'm leaving my PAs. That ATR is too high. Things are too volatile at the moment, but I'm just having a bit of fun with an evaluation. Is it? Yeah, it's a 50k one, bud. I'm just trading 4 contracts on it. But I'm just working out what I think's likely to happen quickly. Just by looking at the price, really, rather than going for anything specifically. I'm just after a quick bit. You know, if you get a point at the moment, well, I say points. If you get a quick move at the moment with 4 contracts, you can pick up $300, $400, $500. I've only got to get that right half a dozen times just to pass. Well, I'm up $900 now with 2 quick trades. So I'm just looking for where I think is a poor. Well, I'm looking for where I think's a poor long, and people are likely to get trapped. So I'm just going where I think stops are going to get hit. So we've come from the top and we're close to the bottom. So little channel with a break or channel break. Yeah, look. Channel break, new low. So let's just have a look at this. So there is something that's likely to get filled there. That has got filled. This hasn't. So I think that's likely to get down close to there. Let's see if there's 2 legs here. Yeah, there is. I like the way that's sitting there.
Order
I got
filled.
that. Just to that EMA. Oh no, don't do that. Come on, push up. It has got that gap to fill, so there's a higher low there, so let's see if that works. Or I might lose this account. No, push up. Oh, this is going to go. It's not quite filled it. Nah, this is going to blow this account, this is, unless I'm lucky. Go on, push up. I just like the way it was sat on there, then I thought I'd have a go at that just to the EMA. But there is a gap to fill here, so come on, push up. Count blown. Why isn't it blown the account? Gaps filled. Why isn't the account getting blown?
Order
it's a 50.
cancelled.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say it's a 50k account. I should have waited really till it filled that gap. Yeah, so definitely not a good day to even to trade evaluations. Not bothering with another one. Oh, do I have one more? To be honest with you, I thought that would have held there. It looked like it was holding. We got a channel with a break, 2 pushes down to an it looked like it was holding there, so I thought that was worth a go. Yeah, I'm not doing another one. What is going on here? Surely we're going to push up. In fact, I might have one more. How quick am I going to come in? Let's do one more. Do you know what? No. I did say I wasn't going to spend any more money, didn't I? I don't mind doing one, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down to one contract. Let's do it on the 50. One contract.
Order
Why?
submitted.
One contract. Why is that coming up?
Order cancelled.
Yeah, I'm just going to trade one contract. I'm not risking any more. Let's make sure everything opens correct. Let's
Order
just check
submitted.
everything's working as it there. It is, yeah. So there is a failure there, isn't there?
Order cancelled.
So that looks like a small break to me. I do expect us to go up, but you just never know, do you? Leg, and then up, maybe. Mm. Okay, so that second entry long did work. It did look like a leg and a low. We got a channel with a break, new low, push up a little bit sideways, 2 legs back and off again. Mm. Second entry long, massive bar. Gotta wait for the higher low.
Order submitted.
Whoa.
Order
Nice
filled.
flat. What happened there? I don't know what the hell happened there. Just want to check everything's cancelled. It has, yeah. Flipping hell. 108. Everything's closed. Christ almighty. Okay, 2 legs back and a higher low. I think I got a bit lucky there. Let me have a look. So volatility, yeah, I think this is going to be my last trade of the day. Well, my only trade of the day. I liked it. We got 2 clear legs down, push up the EMA. There's a failure there that's trapped. So for me, that is going to get taken out. So have a look. Everything's closed, isn't it? Yeah. So tick above there. Oh yeah, it easy went up for 6 points. So it easy went up for what I wanted. So let's call that high and low. It's moving so quick in it, and it pushed up, hit straight through it, and then reversed, which I didn't expect. So where's my box gone? Where's my box? Note. Where's my box disappeared to? Note. Finally. Okay, high, low. And what did I get? A mixture of 2 points. Let me have a look. It should show us on here, shouldn't it? 325, 45, 525, 2.5 points. Okay. 2 points. Okay. Excuse me just a sec. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, it didn't look brilliant there. In fact, the second entry long didn't look terrible, but it was a massive bar. But I like that. We're clearly working up there. 2 legs. We have 2 legs back. High or low. It did work. It went up for enough points. Sorry. Good question. When you apply for payouts, do you keep trading? That's up to you, mate. The issue with that is if you apply for, say you get $2,600 and you apply for $2,000, if you trade and take a loss, they can reverse your. They won't pay you. Now, if you trade and take a loss and then take a win before they okay it, they will. So it depends if what I would kind of do really is get to a level where you don't have to worry about that. So for me, it's going to be $3,000, and then what I may do then is go down and just trade one contract. That way, it gives me a couple of losses without hindering that. So that's a personal one, mate. That is, to be honest with you, that's only for you. That one, the volatility. Please stop trading. Yeah, I am taking trade. I am stopping there, but. What happened though? Did you move your target? Yeah, I went for. The thing is, the risks are bigger, so the points are bigger. So I went for 2.5 points. The average of this bar is 6 points, so going for 2 points is a waste of time, I think. But I like that, and it did work. I mean, we got this channel down here, so I kind of had this. So we had a channel down with the break and a low, and then it went up, came sideways. It went from the top left corner to the bottom right corner and went up again. We had two, let me blow it up a bit. We had two really nice, a nice correction, 2 legs back and a push up. And I like the way it triggered a failed second entry long there. So for me, it was going to push up above that all day long. Whether it went any higher, but I went for 2.5 points, so it went up pretty quick. So if you went above there, and you just went for 2.5. I mean, look, before, when it hit there, it more than made. My points were there. So for me, it was always going to take that out, which is why I went for it. And it sat above there. So that for me is an easy target. Now it's moving really quick. I didn't feel comfortable in the trade. I have reduced my trades to one contract. Why is that? Okay, I have reduced my trades to one contract, but I am done now, folks. It's not coming down much, and it's more than double what it should be. Ideally, I'd like it a third of that. But I can consider myself a founder setup. I liked it. For me, it was going to work above there. Slightly more risky, but I can see what's going on. Channel with a break and a new low. Clearly, I like the way we had 2 legs up, went sideways, and went up again. 2 legs back, so for me that was going to get taken out. I went based on more the trap, really. Did you take any set? And it's too early to buy there. To be honest with you, mate, all I was interested in doing was taking out that stop, which I was pretty convinced it was going to do. It's a failure. We got 2 legs back. It's a clearly failed second entry long. Comes down, triggers it, pushes up. So for me, it was going to take that out, which is why I took it. But I am done today. I just don't like the way it's moving. Have a look. So I expected it to push up. See, we're clearly working there. It's fitting perfectly there and perfectly at the top. So 2 legs down, push up a little bit side. But it looks like it's working up to me, which is why I took that. And what I like on there as well is it's taking full advantage of the bottom of the channel to the top. Bottom of the channel, right to the top, 2 perfect legs down. That bar I may have taken if it was better after the perfect legs, but the high low was the better trade for me, and it worked. I don't know if many took it or not, but can't see. Was tempted by the triple test. Yeah, I think a couple of people took the triple test. I just didn't want to get in that bar. Part of the reason why I liked it is it was smaller. It was probably one of the smallest bars around at the moment. And after 2 legs back, for me, it was more interesting. A lot of times when I see that all the time, and I feel I can call them all the time that they're going to get trapped out. It's easy pickings, that is. And I knew there was more than, with the ATR, more than 2 points from where I entered to the top of there. There's 3 points there, depending on where you got in. If you got in a tick below, there's a bit more, but for me, it was going to break above that. In fact, whereabouts did I get in? I can't see it because it won't let me do it on this one. It'll only let me do it on here. Well, I don't know. Has it an overshoot? We came from the bottom. We touched. If you look there, look how perfect those touches are. Perfect touch, perfect touch, perfect touch, perfect touch. right to the top. Look at this. If I pull this down, I can get it touching. I mean, look how perfect that touch is there and there. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times. That for me is fitting beautifully. So 2 legs back and then a break. We pushed up, went sideways, pushed up, which is basically forming a channel. It was the 2 legs back and a higher low. It looked naff on here, but it looked a bit better on there. But it's one of those ones, the thing is, we've all got different ways of looking at the market, all slightly different ways of looking at the market. So it's one of those ones, you see it, you decide, don't you? And I liked it 2 legs back. I love the fact that we were trapping the failure. And for me, it was worth it. So, I mean, if you were taking a failure there and that happened to you, what I try and think of, if I take a trade in the opposite direction, do I think I'm going to get stopped out? So if I took that failure and that came down like that, I'd be convinced I was going to get stopped out. In which case, the price would come up to here, and it did. It took that out, and it took that out as well. There was nothing up there, really. See, there's no reason to enter there. See, there isn't there either, really, but there is, because there's a failure. And the way it pushed down, pushed up, for me, that was going to break above there. And obviously, as it broke above, took out maybe a few ticks. So for me, it was worth it. I don't even know what the risk was. Let's have a look. So let's say it was about 4.5 point risk, 4.75 risk. So half of that. So say 2.5 point risk, something like that. I probably went a tick or 2 higher than I should. So let's say 2.5 point risk. Well, sorry, $2,500 risk, because I reduced to 1 contract. So, but so you can see an overshoot. I can't. See, if I look at Thomas Ways, he hasn't got an overshoot either. His goes from here, it touches perfectly. I don't know if anybody else has. See, he hasn't either. Taylor hasn't either. It fits perfectly. So, yeah, so I can't see one. Oh, shit, here we go again. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I like how it's fitting. So when it started pushing up there, I was expecting it to push up. But the main reason I took that one was not necessarily because I thought this is going to land us up here, because of the 2 legs back and the trap. If I'd have taken that failure there when price is clearly moving up, I'd have expected to get stopped out. So that to me is an easy way of picking up some liquidity. A little push up there. I didn't bother measuring or thinking. I know how high the ATR is, and I know 2 or 2.5 points is enough to get out before a tick above there. So that looks to me like a correction. But yeah, I am not trading anymore today. We got a leg down there. It's not much, but a leg and a leg. This thing could now push up. So yeah, it's very spiky today. Well, based on fact, I'm going to switch that over to a sim now. 2 and 8. I switch everything over to sim at the end of the day, just in case something decides to open any trades. The only ones available, then it'll be a sim. So 2 and 8. So sim 2 and 8, sim 2 and 8, sim 2 and 8. Replicanto is shut down. Let's just check. I should just get one sim open.
Order submitted.
That's it. Is it the same on the others? Yes. Brilliant. Okay, so I am sorted.
Order cancelled.
So let's just see where this goes. But I am done for the day, folks. I'm up. There's a tick difference there. In fact, did I get there? So that would have been 225, wouldn't it? Is that right? That would have been 225. into, yeah, so it's around about 2.5 points, somewhere in the middle there. A huge upchat as the 10,000. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't think everyone uses the 10,000. I kind of have a look once in a while, but you never hear Mac talk about it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a big old channel, that, isn't it? From the bottom to the top. I mean, it's 134 points. So you'd expect to have a bigger correction. Leg and a leg. So I won't be surprised if this does maybe push up 2 legs back and up a bit into another channel of its own. But it does look like 2 legs back, doesn't it? You're tempted by the triple test. That one there, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, trouble is that one was large, wasn't it? But you'd want to be out before the tops, but you probably could easily. So if you went a tick above there, say, yeah, I mean, even if you get out by those tops, well, if you're looking for 2 points, you're out there, aren't you? Which it's actually not a lot, really, with today, is it? Pretty easy that is to get that. Comfortably did it. But the one I like was the one that was trapping that bearish bar there. A failure. See 2 legs back and a strong push up like that. I wouldn't be thinking about going short there. Especially after you push up, go sideways, push up, and then have 2 legs back. You'd think it at least aim towards to retest those tops. Didn't quite get there, but it got to the bar. It got to the close of the bars, but no higher. But it still went up plenty enough to get you points. So a tick above. So it went up 6.25 points. But that's the main one that interested me. If I can get out, if you got an order there or a take profit there or a tick or 2 above there, it's going to push through that because of the failure. And after that failure, it went up pretty quick. So if you tick above it, yeah, it went up 3 points pretty quick. So let's just take some photos because I'm going to finish early today. That ATR, it's coming down a bit, but it's still too high, really. It's still more than double that you like. I tend to like it around about the 2, I do. Somewhere around about there. Then a tick above, tick below, you're averaging around about 2.5 points. There is a high low there, actually. That's going to get stopped out, you'd think so. Yeah. I do watch a lot of these traps where people are trapped in. And the more you're watching, the more obvious they are. Save chart image. So push up, leg and a leg. I think it's likely we're gonna reach this. But I am done trading money today anyway. How long have we been going for? An hour and just under an hour and a quarter. Yeah. So I'm up a bit today. So I'm up $1,200 on a trade up here. I've cleared it now, but it's getting a bit choppy now, and the ATR is still up. It's still double where we like it. So I can consider myself fortunate that I found something that hasn't crippled me. I did reduce to one contract. So there you go, folks. Just careful today. It's a funny old day. We are recovering somewhat. Where were we yesterday? So if that's a leg up with a correction, we may get back up to here and recover a lot of that. But it'd be interesting to see if we have anything from the Fed today, whether they're going to bring in some emergency cutting measures. But there you go. So, sorry it's a short day today, but this you can see what price is doing today. I can consider myself fortunate that I'm up a bit today. So, I'm going to love you and leave you. So, best of luck today, but just careful today. Keep an eye on that and reduce your risk, if anything, or even trade an evaluation or have an early day. But there you go. So I'll be back tomorrow, same time. Hopefully, a lot of this should have calmed down by then. I will, mate. You too, Kev. So have a great day. Best of luck. And have a nice evening tonight. Stay safe. And I'll be back tomorrow and we'll do it all again. Bye for now.